Desert Diaries. Week 24. Hello, Arizona calling. Well, this week, guess what? I've had my windows open. Now, look, you might not think this is news, I get that, but it has now cooled down so much in Phoenix that my aircon is barely on, and you can actually open your windows in your house without instantly turning it into an oven. This is a big deal around these parts. Everyone in Phoenix gets really excited at this time of year as you can do so much more outside during the daytime. Conversations you hear everywhere are bubbling with phrases like, "Oh, now the weather's improved." Yes, less heat is seen as a massive improvement here, when of course this is normally the time I'm used to my winter coat already having had a few good outings and my socks being dead soggy in my shoes. So different. So I drove home late last night after going to a gig and I had the windows of my car open as I drove along. This is literally the first time I've done this since I got here. Phil Collins was actually playing in town yesterday and the band Bastille, so it felt like there were a lot of Brits around. And it's so bonkers. I continue to randomly bump into British people who've made their home here everywhere I go. A man from Nottingham yesterday, another from Wolverhampton last week. I have made some American friends too. People have been really friendly and welcoming. But it's almost easier, I suppose, to strike up a relationship with a Brit because you instantly have got something in common. Not least the shared love of tea and sarcasm, I find, is a very good place to begin. One couple we spent some time with, actually, we met when some friends took us for a great British Friday night out. Guess where? For a curry. Oh, yes. And in fact, the only people in the whole restaurant were either Indian people or British people. You see, we know what we love, don't we? And this couple, an American woman and a British guy from Devon, met online. And so far, so typical, you might say. They met on a website called, wait for it, datebritishguys.com. There is an actual website for American women who specifically want to date a British man. Who knew this? So if you're single, you're a man, you fancy moving across the pond, you now know where to log on. Anyway, they got married last week. They're really lovely, so congratulations to them. On the subject of friendship, or lack of it, I suppose, it's something I found really hard at times since being here. Who would have thought changing your whole life? This is something I'd never really considered in a way. I left some brilliant friends back in Manchester, and whilst I have met some really nice people here, and certainly see some of those people as becoming really close friends in the future, it's really hard when I suppose nobody knows who you are. They don't know your history, your personality. And every time you meet someone new, you're kind of on your best behaviour, aren't you? Which isn't a space that you can really relax in. I mean, think now of your closest friends, what they mean to you, how you can rely on them and call them, how they'll know when you need a laugh or a cry or a big glass of wine. And think of all the in-jokes that you share and the stories that you share. And then think about how long it took to get to that stage. Can you even remember what your friendship was like when you first met? It's been one thing for my daughters to make new friends, but quite a different thing for us, because I suppose the kids are used to meeting new people and finding different friendship groups at school and different activities. When you're middle-aged, it is very different. Firstly, I suppose most people sort of have their friendship group already by the time they get to their mid-40s. Plus, they've got children's, partners, families, jobs, businesses. They're really busy. So however friendly people have been, I suppose I've been super aware that I'm a bit surplus to requirements a lot of the time in their life. So yeah, there have been times when I felt really lonely, especially in the evenings when I'm aware that it's the middle of the night in England and I couldn't call anyone if I wanted to. I've also been in a really strange situation where I felt almost nervous texting someone I've just met to meet up for a coffee. It's almost like being on the dating scene again. You don't want to put anyone off by seeming too keen. I haven't even considered being in this position before we moved here. But oh my goodness, what did people do before FaceTime and WhatsApp meant you could call people abroad for free? I will never know. And you know what? We're meeting new people all the time. It will come, I'm sure. I'll see you in the desert.